I disorder and the influence systems have on diagnosis and treatment, as well as the impact of stigma on people living with bipolar. Bipolar I is a mood disorder characterized by at least one full manic episode. A manic episode is a distinct period of elevated or irritable mood and increased activity or energy lasting at least 1 week. Bipolar may also include depressive episodes, but they are not required for diagnosis. I chose this topic because my grandmother lived with this disorder for the majority of her life. She was unmedicated due to financial struggles, and as I become more educated on this topic, I am able to have a greater understanding of how this disorder impacted her life. During the week-long period of the manic episode, there must be an occurrence of 3 or more symptoms listed in the DSM-5. Examples of these symptoms include high self-esteem, high energy without sleep, talking excessively, frequently switching topics in conversation, getting sidetracked easily, starting an excessive amount of projects in one day, and making high-risk decisions. The most effective treatment of this disorder is found to be a combination of psychotherapy and medication. Medication typically prescribed are mood stabilizers or antipsychotics. Lithium and valproic acid are 2 common mood stabilizers, and olanzapine and risperidone are common antipsychotics. Other methods of treatment include electroconvulsive therapy, which uses small currents to cause a brief seizure in the brain, as well as repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation, which uses magnetic pulses to stimulate parts of the brain linked to mood. An intersectional diversity factor that impacts bipolar I disorder is age and gender. I chose to specifically focus on adolescent females with bipolar I disorder. Bipolar can be easily overlooked in teenage girls for regular hormones. Most symptoms of bipolar begin during the adolescent periods. Females are also known for expressing more emotion and mood swings, which can cause symptoms to be overlooked and treatment to be delayed. One community-based factor in the ecosystem that influences treatment outcomes of bipolar I is financial instability. Medication and therapy can be expensive. Time spent in therapy could also be seen as a waste if the individual is struggling financially and feels they should be working instead. If the treatment location is not easily accessible, a lack of resources for transportation could also deter someone from seeking medication or therapy. A trauma-informed factor that influences people affected by bipolar is instability. Factors like homelessness or foster care and neglect for kids is an unstable environment which could cause a delay in diagnosis or it could be left untreated altogether. Stigma also affects individuals living with this disorder. When misinformation and labels are used when referring to mental illness, it results in an attempt to hide symptoms. Bipolar is a lifelong disorder, so treatment is necessary to minimize these symptoms. A nonprofit local to Cleveland, Ohio is the Depression and Bipolar Wellness Alliance. This organization uses a trauma-informed approach. They focus heavily on peer support and respect for diversity. They do this by providing support groups and education to encourage community and fight stereotypes. To sign up and get information about this alliance, you can go to their website. They have phone and email listed to contact the executive director. As we reflect on what I've discussed, a key takeaway I want to emphasize is the importance of support for those affected by bipolar, but also the importance of education. Stigmas stem from misconceptions, so in order to fight the stereotypes and stigmas, educating your peers is essential. Bipolar I is a disorder that should be taken seriously, and when individuals do not feel alienated for living with a disorder, they will have no shame in getting the treatment they need.